Hello everyone, welcome to my entirely new kind of show. In this show, I'm going to read the Reddit threads, Reddit channels, posters on Reddit channels such as social skills, picks us today, and some of the interesting things that that catches my attention. So this might be helpful for you as well. But I'm doing this task for just for my speaking improvement purpose. Okay, let's begin. So today I'm starting my Reddit reaction with the first and social skills channel or community. So I have got on post which was posted 23 hours ago by someone Imnosure or something like that. Okay, let's read it out. It's healthy to distance yourself from friendships that aren't working anymore. It's quite interesting. Okay, let's read it out. His explanations. This is very recent insights I have had about friendships and the idea of growing apart from the people. A couple of years back, I used to believe that friendships should last forever and that you should really work at friendships if you are growing apart. Oh, such kind of feelings I also used to have, and back my 16s. As a result, some of these friendships were quite unhealthy. I would try to stay friends with the people I had clearly grown apart from, and so would the other person. Resentment would occur because we would be trying to force something when the two of us just weren't compatible anymore. For example, I would want to feel close and have deep conversations. Meanwhile, they would spend most of our time on their phones while we were hanging out. Those friendships would have quite a lot of passive aggressiveness and covert disrespect. I'll I will come away feeling drained and undervalued, and I am sure the other person felt similar. Oh, I also felt similar while meeting someone, and they always when they always get busy on their phones and stop their phones instead of talking, and they skip the topic you are trying to explain to him or her, and just don't listen and focus on something else. I feel really irritated and disrespect as well. So I feel undervalued in such circumstances. Same feeling, feeling mess, bro. We were frustrated my feelings too. It covers my feeling as well. I realized that when you feel like you are drifted apart from someone and no longer have things to talk about, and if resentment starts mounting, the most mature thing to do is to distance yourself and not play the blame game. Otherwise, we are just going to keep having arguments, and both people are just going to keep getting hurt. Oh yes. But most of the time, what I feel is that the person who is ignoring your talk or ignoring you might be intentional. So telling them at the stand might be a good choice, but thinking that you will get hurted. But what you need to do, what I think need to do at such circumstances is tell clearly to the person you were talking what you feel, so that you will not get depressed, and then if he get hurt, if he feels bad, tell him, but tell him by judging the circumstance if it's appropriate to tell or not. I think we can, if we can analyze, then do analyze and proceed according to that. If you can't analyze, just ignore that and just move according to the situations uh, that gets generated, or that's created according to the scenario. Just feel that if it is important to you, or if it is important to your friend, that also matter to you, that also matters. If it is important, and to keep the relationships between, mm, to keep the relationship with the person whom you are talking, then probably uh, you should listen, or you should hold yourself back. But it's not important. Then you can do whatever you like. But if you want to become a good woman, or if you uh, want just not to hurt someone else, then you can stay neutral, just listen to him and proceed accordingly. Next, if I sense that someone is pulling away from me and becoming less available, I feel thankful. Whereas before I would feel hot and angry, I'd much rather a person maturely disengage from me, and then to keep me around as a backup, or to start tearing me down and taking their insecurities out on me due to their resentment of me. I didn't get it. I'll read it out again. If I sense that someone is pulling away from me and becoming less available, I feel thankful. Yes, I'm also. I also feel so. Whereas before I would feel hot and angry, I would much rather a person maturely disengage from me, and then to keep me around as a backup, or to start tearing me down and taking their insecurities out on me due to their resentment of me. Yeah, I get little. So I don't think I need to discuss on. I need to give my reaction on this. I didn't get any reaction, so I'll proceed on next paragraph. We all deserve better than to be friends with people who make us feel like we are hard to like. Yeah, exactly, absolutely. Yeah, I want to focus on friendships based on mutual love and care for each other. But this might not be the case for always, and you, people may not understand your feeling. So I don't think this will be the truth always. So if this happens, and if things go as expected, then that would be nice. Friendships will be friendships where we lift each other up, and where we can openly communicate. Yeah, yeah. If I found such friends, then I'll be very, very, very happy. uh, so it's hard to find such friends these days, who somebody who could understand you, somebody who could understand your feelings, somebody who understand as you whole. It's hard to find. So hope I hope in, in near future, and sooner, in sooner, hopefully sooner, somebody could understand me, and I could also get some friends like that. Let's hope so. And I hope everybody, you people who are listening, to also get such friends who could understand you. Let's hope. Let's go, let's hope that God will arrange such people to you. The same can be said for unhealthy family relationships. Exactly. If a family member is toxic to you, it's healthy to step back and limit contact with them. Yeah, 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 yeah. Even if it's your own mother or father or son or daughter. Might be in case of family, this might not hold true. Sometimes this depends on the moods and situations. So I think if I go to such situations, I should act according to the situations and do whatever right and whatever is good for family and whatever is good mm, for the relationships. I have done such things in my past years as well, and I'll do that on coming days too. So rather than just disconnecting them, you should tell your feelings. This is not working, and this is not the way you should react or do things. But I'll be really grateful if you do like that, and I want like this, but I'm not satisfied with what you are doing. So some you can, in case of family, you can clearly say things. mm, so the disputes will be what to say, will be settled. Yeah. Oh, here is a blank comment. I read in the book Cash Flow Quadrant that sometimes we outgrow our friends and the passive aggressiveness we feel towards them when we start to outgrow them and no longer can enjoy our company with them is because we are now interested on different goals, and it is the reflection of ourselves wanting to improve that takes over and tries to change our friends into people they are not, and we get frustrated because in our minds and they should want to improve their lives based on how we view the world in actuality. This is our minds telling us we need to take a leap of faith within ourselves to level up and become greater versions of ourselves, but most of us often times are not willing to become better versions of ourselves on our own, and so we try to push our uh, ideals onto our social circle, friends, family. Yeah, 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 exactly. So you go. Yeah, this is the case. Yeah, I got what what that Quirken John was trying to say. What I understand is, so when I was child, there there was one of my there was there were some of friends, and some of were best friends, and I used to hang out with them. But later on, while I keep growing, while I was growing, I was transferred from one place to another for study purpose, and I was migrated from hill region to Tara region, and I have grown up there. I have I have joined new school. I got new friends, new society, new home friends, new school friends. I got that community friends as well as, and that sports friends in ground playgrounds. So some of were really understanding, some very helpful and very kind to me. So I used to like them. But when time goes on, when time keep on going, um, the needs, the kind of talk we used to have are being thinner and thinner. We're, we're being thinner and thinner, and and mm, and exactly what so the mindset goes on changing, and those parents who I used to like on the childhood days in my teen, now I don't like them because they are in some fields, and they are no more in touch with me. So according to the time, according to the situation, according to the circumstances, the friends goes on changing. Not only friends, but also relationships in family, relations, family members, office, in office mates, and this is same true for that relationships as well. Soulmates or better halves also may not understand, and may not match the feelings, and may not be the same always. So that's why people get divorced. get break up. That might be that that is one of the one of many reasons. So makes sense. This comment makes sense. It seems that by wanting to become a better person, we sometimes try to push our friends into doing the same, but in most instances, friends don't want to change and we blame them for this instead of being honest with ourselves and realizing that we are actually just scared to the person we dream of being becoming. Yeah, yeah. This phrase explain everything. So true. I'm in the exact same position. After a year of high zero zero. Okay, I'm in the exact same position. After a year of realizing and thinking about these friendships, I decided to just let it go and stop being with them. As it brought forth more frustrations and hurt, I came to the point where I realized how toxic they were and how they made me toxic. Mhm. We kind of grew from each other, where we had completely different focus. In my view, they were overly obsessed in materialistic things like looks and clothes. It became clear to me that they were really insecure about themselves. Mhm. And had to protect themselves by judging the looks of others. They also cared more about drinking, partying, how popular and how cool a person were. Oh yeah, I have I have also some friends like that. While I felt like I had developed myself, I started regularly exercising and fell in love with training legs and running. I deleted almost all social media while they still cared about likes and followers. Oh, I have also problems like this. I could start to tell who were the real friends. It is also in my moral to be nice and respectful to everyone, no matter if they are cool or popular. And I find it extremely attractive when someone is genuinely good in the heart and down to earth. Mhm. So we had different core values. There was nothing to talk about. We couldn't do anything together because we cared about different things. Therefore, I stopped altogether being with them. Oh yes, yes. If uh, if there is no common interest, there is no common goal, and there is no common things to share, then it is better to be away from something and better to let them go and later to let you go as well and later to leave the situations and spend their time with somebody else with same mindsets, same goals. Yeah, that will be much more better than spending time with some assholes. Yeah, I agree with your comment, bro. I'm in this situation at the that worst feeling. Oh, I am in this situation at the moment, but I'm in my last year of high school, so I just plan on waiting it out with toxic friends until I can leave. So, bro, what I want to say to you is, if you are listening to me, such kind of feelings yeah, arises while you are in schools, colleges, or in your graduate in your office. But after all, at the end of the day or at the end of the year, when you leave them, you feel like you should not um, have such feelings. You should not care about those feelings, and you should have talk with them and clear your doubts and enjoy the moment. Uh, you got the feelings. I got the feelings like that. So if I meet those friends now, I'm going to talk. I'm going to spend time with them and mm, make the most out of the time. So I'll care your feeling, mm, but you have to respect everyone, your friends, man. And next comment is MN, something like that. Okay, I'm going to just read the comment out. I was also in the same situation during the last year of my school. You are kinda just stuck with the toxic friends until you finally graduate and aren't obliged to interact with them anymore. And aren't obligated to interact with them anymore. After high school, you can finally be free and be in more control of the friends you want to have. Yeah, hang in there. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. This is the answer to the above comment as well. The same exact thing happened to me. It's so difficult at first, but once you are free, you realize how much better things can be. Yeah, 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 exactly. If they are not too toxic on your life, they where you can bear another year, I'll say it's the way to go. Life begins after you leave school. I didn't have many toxic friends back in my high school, but ever since I left, I only talked to or two of the people from the entire high school. Everyone else I deemed as irrelevant to my onward aspirations. Yeah. Now I have friends who constantly push me towards my aspirations as I push them towards theirs because I have found the right people where we can mutually motivate and encourage each other. It also helps that we are all into the same thing and have similar goals since we met due to these hobbies, interests, passions, and we're not geographically locked to a local high school environment. Oh, I really love those friends. God, please send me those friends as well. Bit early for me to say this, but honestly, I wish you all the best in your social life once high school is over. Yeah, same with me. I completely agree. Not everyone is meant to be in your life forever. Oh, I also agree, bro. The second the friendship gets toxic, one-sided, or doesn't feel easy anymore, I just simply let them go. Yeah, we have to let them go as well. No hard feelings. Honestly, it's harder to keep up with a ton of relationships the older you get. Anyhow, no hard feelings. Yeah. Honestly, it's harder to keep up with a ton of relationships the older you get. Yeah, 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 exactly. Get anyhow. I feel the same way with most of my friends. We don't have much in common. They want to do drugs and stuffs, and that's not really up my street. I feel like I distance myself somewhat. I still want to be friends with them, of course, as they have helped me lots. Although, if things were to go south, I'll find it hard to make new friends. I am awkward in that way and find it hard to start off something. Yeah, somewhat, somewhat bad, bro. Totally agree with your distancing from people who's passive aggressive to you and covertly disrespects you is one of the healthiest things I did as of late. Today I have zero regrets cutting unhealthy relationships from my life, and when I did so, why some people came and fill the void. Oh, oh, oh. I also do the same, but in programmer, I knowingly or not knowingly, but unknowingly, I have everyday thought friends. Hope those empty spaces will be filled by some people's as well. I wanna distance myself from a friend because of our friendship isn't the same as it used to be. It's going to be heartbreaking, but I'll tell him personally. Yeah. Mm. This might not be heartbreaking if we say them in a proper way. mm, they might also understand mm, the thing. Yeah. Better to say, better to express yourself with someone else. A friend recently told me that she felt we were in different places and that she didn't want to continue our friendship. At first, it was devastating, but I quickly began to feel the relief of having some distance from her, as she was in fact very self-centered and emotionally draining to be around. Our friendships felt very one-sided and eventually become forced. Yeah. Back then, 2017, I also had a one friend like that, and I also partied with her. Same, same, same situation. What this comment explains. So, mm, but something wrong with me that I sometimes stalked her social media account and get updated what she does. I'm slowly learning to notice that when friendships become difficult, it is best to be honest with that friend. Otherwise, these things can drag out for years. Yeah, I thought I was always being a good friend by sticking by her through toxic behaviors. hmm When I now know that I should have been upfront with about this, yes, great post. Yeah, it is really great. I think I'm having this problem, but I'm worried that I'm just being dramatic. My best friend always said she wouldn't date until she graduated. She started dating a guy super spontaneously this year, though. Ever since they got together, we get in arguments a lot, and she seems super distant. When I make weekend plans with her, she changes them last minute to to hang out with him. Ooh, I'm not sure if this is the temporary thing or not. Does anyone know what I should do? Oh, it's really hard to it's those friends. Make your live your moment, man, and don't depend on your friends. You travel alone, or change your friends, or increase your circle. Everyone has that friend at some point. They got get into a relationship and then vanish. They come back after the breakup as if nothing happened at all. Yeah. I have many of those friends personally. I have also gone to the similar situations. But what I realize after the breakup is mm, those who need our friends and family. So you should give time mm, to your friends and family rather than hanging out with all the time with someone else who you like. Friends like this is usually sit because they will eventually date again and use you for when they need you because they know they'll no longer get the attention from a partner. Yeah. Not only healthy, it is actually necessary to prevent being pulled down to that vortex. I am an only child, but come from a huge athletic family and was forced to distance from some of them. And even today, cut out a couple of them because I started getting unwell, and it had a potential to negatively affect my own little family. My children are nothing, and no one is worthy of my own family's well-being. Yeah, literally just about. Every friendships I have experienced grew apart. We wouldn't have time for each other to, or they would hang out way more with different groups of people, or they just stops really being as engaging as I would. I would always get to the point where I will try to keep the conversation going, or I will try to ask people to hang out, and it will always fall flat. And now those people are pretty much gone from my life. Hmm, wait, it's nice not having to worry about being too clingy or constantly trying to ask them to hang out or drag a conversation. But it also sucks considering it. I didn't have many friends to begin with, and I legitimately don't have any friends left, and am struggling to meet people at 21. Oh, you are at just 21 and you're feeling so it's strange, man. I did this because I knew deep down that it was best for me. It's been about 2 years and I feel as lonely as ever. My boyfriend always tries to make me feel better and lets me know that he's always my friend, and he is. But it's not the same. I don't know how to explain it. It's hard to make friends, and I need to leave my toxic family also. I'm living at home to finish college, so I'm hoping I can do so once I graduate in May and get a full-time job and move out. I hope it all doesn't make me feel even lonelier. Yeah. Okay. Best best wishes to you too, Liver Kim. You have articulated this incredibly well. You are entirely correct. Yeah. Yeah. You have articulated well, incredibly well, and it's healthy. Yeah, but you need to be aware of if they were trying reconnect at some point in life. Yeah. Oh damn! This was posted at the right moment for me. Thank you for this. Yeah, I'm kind of I'm kind of feeling this with my uni friends. Most of them have stopped paying attention in class, and some of them have even stopped going. I feel like why should they even show up if they aren't going to pay attention at all? Which I guess goes back to them not even going to class. Then try then they try and get me to explain everything that happened in class to them. They wouldn't have to go through this if they just went to class and paid attention. And when we get to meet up in the library, they will do it loud and obnoxious while everyone is trying to do homework or study. Yeah. I sort of cut myself off completely from two of my oldest friends. I kept feeling constantly judged and criticized. I think a good friend should be able to tell you when you are in the wrong etc. But if the majority of the convo is all about that, it kind of gets exhausting and emotionally damaging. Yeah, I wanted to spend time with them due to common interest. Most of what I got though was feedback on myself and what I need to do better. Mm. So such kind of people are irritating. So, so this happened to us as well, and we may all maybe we also doing the same for others. So I think we should care this also while talking to other people, while making friends, or with existing friends. I'll take care of it. I realize the same thing I was doing for my ex. So this was my mistake. I get it. Okay, thanks for pointing. Blake, what happens if you bought it? Would be a good idea to live with them, and now you are stuck. lives with them at university, so you don't want to be confrontational, but they don't make you feel comfortable, not in not in an inappropriate way, but in a super judgments way, like constantly adding little quips and quotes about you are an idiot for doing this that way. Mhm. About everything, to the point where you question everything you do and wonder how to even be alive anymore. Yeah, mind blowing, man. I got it. So, I finished this thread, reading all the comments, and realized some of the things. They were really, really helpful. I enjoyed all the comments. Okay, so this much for today. I'll get back with the next thread. Until then, stay tuned, people. Thanks for having me. Have a great time and great friends. Thank you.